So, what's the single biggest mistake that can absolutely stall a consultant's growth? I'll bet it's not what you think. It's actually a habit that feels super responsible, maybe even productive, but it's secretly sabotaging your success from the inside out. Does this sound familiar? I mean, your calendar is just jammed, you're working all the time, but when you step back and look at your progress, your income, your reputation, the kind of projects you're getting, it just feels flat. You're basically running on a treadmill, working hard, but not actually going anywhere. Well, that is a classic symptom of this very specific blind spot. And here it is. This is the big one. The number one blind spot for pretty much any consultant or service provider is saying yes to the work you should be turning down. It's so easy to justify in the moment, but the long-term damage it does to your business is just massive. Okay, so to really get how to fix this, we first have to understand why we even do it in the first place. And what's kind of fascinating is that this habit, it almost always comes from a good place. It comes from intentions that seem completely logical on the surface. I mean, look at these reasons. They're totally understandable, right? Of course, you want to stay busy. An empty schedule can be terrifying. You've got to keep cash coming in. That's just the reality of running a business. And hey, who doesn't want to help someone out when they ask? But that last one, that fear of turning down any revenue, that's the real killer. It feels completely wrong to say no to money on the table. But here's the thing, despite all those good intentions, the cost of saying yes to the wrong kind of work is incredibly high. And we're not talking about minor annoyances here. We're talking about major roadblocks that are actively stopping you from building the business you actually want. And this is what that cost really looks like. This kind of work, it fills up your calendar, but the profit margins are so thin, it barely moves the needle on your income, right? You take on some quick, low budget project, but then it turns into endless revisions and late night emails. That one little yes doesn't just drain your energy, it literally eats up the hours you could have spent finding a dream client. And worse, it starts this vicious cycle where you just attract more low value work, cementing you as the budget option and stopping you from ever being seen as the expert you really are. This right here, this is the single most damaging part of all of this. It's not just that you're busy with the wrong stuff, it's that your busyness creates a wall. It's like you've put up a no vacancy sign. The right projects, the dream clients, those amazing high value opportunities, they can't even get to you because your plate is already full. You literally have no capacity left for success. All right. So if we need to stop saying yes to the wrong work, then we have to get crystal clear on what the right work actually is. Now, the solution isn't just to say no to everything. It's about knowing exactly what you're holding out for. It's about having a clear target. This really lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the stuff that leads to burnout. It's draining, it's low value, it's a total distraction. But on the right, that's the goal. Strategic work, profitable work, work that is perfectly aligned with what you do best and, this is crucial, is highly valued by the client. It's the difference between being a busy commodity and being a respected, well-paid expert. So this brings us to the core strategy, the big shift. The way you get more of that right work isn't about working harder or chasing more leads. The real power, and this is so counterintuitive, lies in what you're willing to decline. It's all about being incredibly selective with your most valuable asset, your time. So, how do we do this without just relying on a gut feeling every time? You build filters, think of them like an automated system or maybe a bouncer for your business. They are clear, predefined rules that do the heavy lifting for you. They sift out all the wrong opportunities automatically, so only the right ones, the ones that truly respect your expertise, even make it to your inbox. And building these filters is actually pretty straightforward. It really boils down to these three things. First, have clear pricing. This immediately filters out anyone who can't afford you. Simple. Second, create a clear offer. This filters out people looking for random things you don't even specialize in. And third, define a clear niche. This makes sure you are a magnet for the exact clients who need your specific expertise the most. Ultimately, all of this comes down to a really powerful shift in your mindset, your value, your expertise. It's not defined by how busy you are. It's defined by the low value work you are confident enough to turn down. Saying no isn't a sign of weakness or scarcity. It's a declaration of your value. It's a power move. And that leaves us with one final, very real question to think about. Just for a second, think about the projects on your plate right now or the inquiries sitting in your inbox. Based on everything we've just talked about, what is the wrong work that you need to say no to in order to make space for the right work to finally find you? What's going to be your next strategic no?